Peter, John are the pillars in Jerusalem church for Jews, and Paul is a church for Gentiles. Three apostles, Peter, John, and Jacob, are respected to be the pillars. They worked in the first century of our age with Jews. What was the mistake among the Orthodox, the Catholics, and the Protestant Christianity? The mistake was not to consider the Jews part of it. It was a very big mistake, because God looks at His body as the church of all nations, tribes, and languages. God considers Jews like the natural branches. It is written much about Jews in the scripture. They are natural branches and may be easily joined the olive tree. You really don't need to explain Jews that God exists. There are very few atheists among them. Why just Jews are chosen, and why the dragon has such a great hate for them? The reason is that Jews are those who have God's gene. You can read in Matthew chapter 1 the genealogy of Yeshua HaMashiach that comes up to Abraham, and in Luke chapter 3 the genealogy that comes up to God. So the second one is the genealogy of Mary, and the first one is the genealogy of Joseph. Mary and Joseph had become a family. They were married, and the family was established by God. But Mary had got a child supernaturally. It was the God-man who had appeared not from the spoiled seed, but from the unspoiled seed, from the Holy Spirit, Ruach HaKodesh. It had happened only once in the history and wouldn't be again. So God appeared in the human form. He was seen by the angels. He was believed in throughout the world and was risen up in a glory. This is the gospel, good news. The church as the bride of Yeshua HaMashiach and the Holy Spirit are talking together. The church is the one who has ears to hear what the Holy Spirit Ruach HaKodesh says. When John saw his Lord, and John was traveling with him during 3.5 years on the earth, he noticed that Lord wasn't looked like a son of Joseph, a carpenter. Lord wasn't looked like Yeshua, who was beaten, whipped, and crucified. But John saw a person who said, "Don't be afraid, I am the first and the last. I am Aleph and Tov, the first and the last letters of Jews' alphabet." Yeshua wasn't Greek, you know. That's why to translate Alpha and Omega is wrong. But Aleph and Tov. There are 22 letters in Jews' alphabet. The first one is Aleph and the last one is Tov. So we have incorrect translation here. Lord's name was also changed. His real name is Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh-Shua, or Yeshua in a short form. Father's name is Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh. Jews do not dare to pronounce this name. They say Yahweh, and it's not quite correct as well. We want to call God with His true name. So Yeshua is called Yeshua, but not Jesus. He was never called Jesus. This name had come up with Constantine. I would call him a blasphemer, because he had distorted Christianity as much as Satan was able to imagine. This form of Christianity exists up to our days. This model proved to be so durable that it was able to exist up to our days. Approximately in 90s, we were heard from the Holy Spirit that the time is coming to get rid of all the old model. All denominations and churches which had been registered by people, they are existing for people according to man's will and man's plans. This model is not the body of Yeshua HaMashiach, but this is a model of man's establishment. So we began to search God's will for the church. I remember how we prayed and fasted much. We had many prayer marathons. We stood on the beach for the earth and asked God about His will. We were acting in this way at about 14 last years. God told us that He wouldn't pour new wine into used wineskins. The revival cannot take place where the human power institute is established. But the revival will take place where the theocratic order is established, Aleph and Tov, and where the people are taught by God Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh Himself. These people are not like listeners forgetful, but they absorb every word. In 1996, I had visited the Wailing Wall. I didn't know much about Jews then. I considered the Messianic Jews as a very strange people. I was standing near the Wailing Wall with a desire to bind the demon of sadness that makes pain to Israel. I approached cheerily to the wall in Jerusalem. I had been with Ulf Ekman's group that time. It was a quite charismatic intention. We prayed a lot, we were very active, and the Swedes were hot prayers as well. We prayed together. We came to Israel with a mission to help it spiritually. But it had become clear that the roots keep the tree. It's not you who keeps the root, but the roots keep you. That's why it's very silly not to learn about one's roots. In 1996, I came to the Wailing Wall, pulling my arms at the wall as everybody did, and I had done the same. This time I just fell into a trance. It means that my spirit got into spiritual world through the portal. I had got such an experience before, so it wasn't unexpected for me. God presented Himself in this portal to me and said that I was taken there to be put Israel into my heart. God showed me Israel in such way as He Himself sees it. In a blink of an eye, I had seen the whole Israel's history as a movie. Besides, I was showed God's feelings about Jews. When it got into my heart, I began to cry so hard, and I wanted to hug any Jew. I went away very happy. Since that time, I began to say Shalom, to pray about Israel, to learn about Jews' roots, and during last 3 years, since we had come to Kiev, the revelations that God gives for us become deeper and deeper. I am feeling now how Holy Spirit leads us into depth.